I just want to show you guys what could be unfolding as a significant severe weather event over the next several days, starting out in the southern plains, extending into the Midwest and Ohio Valley, and eventually to the east by Friday. So here we'll take a look at Wednesday, what's going to be happening Wednesday, and as I always do, I like to start looking at the dew point temperatures, and anywhere you see the 60 dew point line intersecting with pressures that are particularly below 1,008 millibars. You can even go as high as 1,012. When you have that intersection, that's where you want to start your base for looking for severe weather. That's John Kerr method from former dean at Penn State, and it works very well as a starting point for looking for severe weather. Looking now for a low-level jet, and clearly there is one present there, 60 knots plus in this area here, feeding into those same areas where those high dew points are. So there's no problem there. Now let's look what's happening here with the winds as we're into Wednesday here. Look at the winds here at 850 millibars. They're coming pretty much south to southwest. Get up to 500 millibars. They're west to southwest, so there's a lot of turn, a lot of torque with those winds, particularly in this area in here, and that's why there is concern of tornadic activity in that area. Dr. Forbes has a, not DEFCON, Torcon of 6 in this area already, and that's pretty impressive from this far out. And as we look up here at 300 millibars, clearly you can see that there is very strong divergence of the wind in that area. So there's a lot of ventilation going on in this area here. What happens here is the air is evacuating this area here, so air at the surface rushes up to fill that in. So you're getting a lot of rising motion in this area too. So a lot of ingredients there that are conducive to severe weather formation. Here's our cape for the time period, and there is some pretty high capes in that area as well, so there's a lot of instability there. Now let's take a look at Thursday. Oh, here's our 700 millibar vertical velocity, just showing that there is quite a bit of rising motion in this area here, up here as well. Let's take a look here at Thursday, and now of course things have shifted eastward, but once again we'll take a look here at our 60 dew point air here, and here it is here. That's all 60 dew points. And here's our 1,008 line. Look at now. These are closed isobars now at 1,008. So when you're in this area here now you're really looking at the potential for something happening, because the closed isobars are even stronger indicators for severe weather. So is our low-level jet still there? Yeah, that's still there for sure. I mean, I don't even have to turn on the drawing function. You can clearly see where that is right there. Now, 500 millibars, now the turning is not as strong. So remember from the day before, we had the winds out here that were coming out of the south at 850 millibars like that, and they were like this at 500 millibars. Well, that's not the case here for Thursday. Here you can see the winds at 850. They're pretty much coming out of the southwest. Go up to 500 millibars. Oops, gotta turn that off. Go up to 500 millibars, and they're pretty much the same. Maybe a little tiny bit more from the southwest, but not nearly as dramatic as it was for Wednesday. Looking at 300 millibars, we still have that nice divergence going on up in this area here. So I'd be looking, based on those parameters, I'd be looking for some severe thunderstorms in this area around here. I'm not too convinced of tornadic activity on Thursday. I think our day for tornadoes is going to be on Wednesday. I'm not saying there can't be any. There's a lot of energy coming in that could create its own, microspin. But as far as large-scale events, if there's going to be a large-scale tornado outbreak, it's going to be Wednesday, in my opinion, anyway. Now, I'm not going to show you the cape on this because it's not very impressive, but I will tell you that from yesterday, the cape for Wednesday was not impressive. So as the models get closer to an event, they start to pick up on what's going on more, and I think we will see the cape ramping up in this area here as we head into the day tomorrow night for Thursday. So now we'll take a look here at Friday for the east. And I think there's going to be a pretty decent shot at severe weather. I think gusty winds will be, basically, it could be a very similar situation to what we had last Wednesday. So here's our 60 dew point air in here. Obviously, and this is obviously higher down here. And then here, now we have closed isobars all the way to 1,012 millibars. So there's 1,008, 1,004, 1,000. So you can see there's a lot of low pressure in there in the high dew point air. Low level jet is very strong still in this entire region. That's the reason I'm thinking there's going to be the gusty winds with these storms on Friday in the east. Looking at 500 millibars, 300. Now we do still have divergence at 300 millibars. It is not as pronounced as it was from the day before. That's typical for these types of systems. Usually when you have a severe weather outbreak, as the system translates east, it weakens. But we do still have divergence here, so there is still ventilation going on up here. But it's not like it was down when it was down here in the southern plains, where you had this type of deal going on here. But still enough to bring the potential for severe weather, particularly I think across Pennsylvania down into northern Virginia and Maryland, parts of New Jersey as well, heading to the day Friday into Friday night. So that's what I wanted to show you. That's what's going to be going on over the next few days. We'll see how things progress and have some updates for you later on.